Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to go over Hulk's new uniform at tier 3 level 70 because I know he just came out very recently, and as you can see he just destroyed Thanos in a fraction of a skill. And I think personally he does better at tier 3 when he has a support with him like Taskmaster or Mystique. And you're gonna notice later in the video that he's actually really good, and I can understand people's frustration because Timeline Battle is such a competitive space where the only toons that could really compete are the ones that could solo on autoplay, and there's really not many toons that are like that. And I just really don't want Hulk to go under the radar just because he can't auto against the top blast meta. He could still beat Emma Frost. He still can beat Adam Warlock. Maybe not twice, but at least once. The rotation is, at least for Emma, is 3-5-4. 3 has to be used from close range, and 5 could be used from slightly longer range. But look at this. Just a simple 4 and I could kill Warlock in one skill. That is very impressive for a combat. Now this is me showcasing my Hulk, but I also go up against Carl's Hulk tier 4 in Challenger League. And that guy is very strong. Very durable. He starts off with around 420,000 HP natively, and I've seen it go up to 716,000. That is mega. That could withstand most blast skills. You'd have to combine skills in order to kill him. Iron Man has skills from distance, so Iron Man can actually really kill Hulk pretty easily. Easier than many of my toons, to be honest with you. Like, I've seen Emma get caught out. If Emma doesn't have good defense, she can easily get caught out by Hulk's just sheer force of power. Like, the 4th skill alone at tier 4 could one-shot basically anyone, except maybe a really high level Warlock or Emma with crazy defense stats. Now, people say his tier 4 is a little bit too high cost for the demand that the game wants it to bring. But I just recently saw a video where 3 people used all of their Hulks on GBR Dormammu with regens, and they finished the boss in like 5 or 6 minutes, which is pretty impressive. And also, I actually think that Hulk is actually really versatile. Like, you can give him a CTP of authority and he'll perform just like how I am now. You can give him a regen, which I have now, and he'll perform very well. You can probably even give him an energy, and I wouldn't, if I gave him an energy, I don't think I would need a support buff with him. I can just use the 4th skill and kill pretty much all blast meta. Now, it's a little bit risky to put energy on arguably someone who's considered a PvP toon. As you can see, a blast meta like Doctor Strange just got one-shotted in a 16th of a skill. So I use crowd control time very quickly. It's almost like essential. You have to switch. Anyone could die from Hulk's 4th skill. And I think he definitely pushes himself into the top 5 PvP meta right now. I think he's better than Silver Surfer. I think he's better than Molecule Man for sure. I think he's arguably better than maybe a few characters with 2 revives. Like, I think he's better than Doom. I think he's better than Dormammu. I don't think he's better than Sentry, but only with greed. Like, Sentry has to have greed in order to stand toe-to-toe with Hulk. But I think Hulk gets walloped by a sentry with greed. Also, Spider-Man still does okay against him, even with him at tier 4, which is kind of funny, but you have to use Spider-Man on manual. You can't have an auto Spidey kill Hulk. It's impossible. But I can understand how, even though Hulk is arguably better than Spider-Man, Spider-Man's value is still unbelievably high. Especially when making a comparison to a combat, and combats haven't really been meta in PvP for quite some time. It's usually been blast and universals. But anyway, I've pretty much fought Carl with 5 different teams. I had to switch them up. The consistency are varied now. I was usually getting around 70 to 75% consistency with 5 teams, but now I have that consistency with only about 4 teams, and I have to switch them up, which is fine. You know, I like versatility, and I like challenge, and I think within a month or so, I think there will be more tier 4 Hulks prominent. I'm just not sure if they'll be used, because it's really up to the people that reside in the top leagues whether they're going to use him or not. But I do think that he's useful, and I think that people are going to have a really tough time with him. Like, I didn't get 5 straight wins. I definitely lost quite a few times in order for me to figure out like what Hulk's really about. And I mean, I've seen him withstand tier 3 skills like that against a tough blast like Mephisto, who's a bit outdated. But, you know, I've also killed him with Spider-Man. So, I mean, I really think it depends on how you build him. You know, you want to give Hulk a really strong PvP CTP like a Brilliant Authority or Brilliant Regen. I would think that Brilliant Regen is better, just because Hulk's attacks are based on HP. So the higher the HP, the more attack you'll do, and that's obviously more efficient. But now we ask ourselves a big question. Is this uniform worth getting and investing and leveling up to potentially tier 3 if you don't have them, and tier 4? And the answer is, I don't think so. I don't think that people are that active in timeline battle or AC, and I think you could definitely skip this one if you're not a fan of these characters. However, I am, and I'm having a ton of fun using Hulk myself and fighting Hulk too. So I'm happy that Hulk is back on the radar, but I hope that he doesn't get overthrown by a bunch of universal metas like Sentry, who's probably going to get a tier 4 this year. And I wish everyone luck when he gets that tier 4. But anyway, guys, these were essentially my first impressions of the new Hulk uniform. I doubt that I'm going to get him tier 4, but I think that his value is pretty decent in tier 3, and I'm going to use him for some time to come. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative, because I know that there's a lot of differing opinions going around. And just remember, it's a game, have fun, you know?